A state of emergency declared in Ganoogaming after what's now being called a drug-related shooting. Good evening, I'm Haley Perot alongside Ryan Bonazzo. Thank you for joining us. One person is confirmed dead and another is in hospital following the shooting in Ganoogaming First Nation yesterday.
There's nothing official yet from police on whether the two armed and dangerous suspects are still at large. However, there are some unconfirmed reports online that they have in fact been apprehended. The shelter in place has been lifted. The violent incident has prompted Anishinaabe Nation leaders to declare a state of emergency as they gathered for a justice forum here in Thunder Bay. Jessica Clement reports.
Ganoogaming First Nation, along with other communities in Anishinaabe Nation, are calling on the federal and provincial governments to act on the growing drug, gang, and violence crisis in northern communities. This comes after a drug-related shooting in Ganoogaming on Wednesday that resulted in one person dead and the other in the hospital.
My deepest condolences from our council for the loss of our loved one, our community member, who lost, he lost his life yesterday to a violent crime in our community. I do have another community member that is in ICU, and we pray that he recovers.
Ganoogaming Chief Sherry Taylor says there continues to be a lack of resources to address alcohol, drug, and gang-related crime, not just in Ganoogaming, but in other First Nations around Northern Ontario.
So much issues with drugs and violence and gangs in our area. I have been working hard with the help of my council to try and resolve and to bring safety into our community. We had called a state of emergency about maybe a year and a half ago, and that didn't do anything. All they did was band-aid type solutions, temporary fixes, but there was no permanent solution or support for me and my community.
NAN is renewing its call for Canada and the province to meet with leaders, warning that the violence will only worsen unless governments step up.
And I call on Premier Doug Ford and Prime Minister Carney to help us in this effort. While they are eyeing their agendas on our territory to take our resources, to extract our resources, that there is a danger to them. And they need to be aware of what those dangers are.
The shelter-in-place advisory in Ganoogaming has been lifted, but Ontario Provincial Police are asking residents to remain vigilant and report any suspicious activity. The investigation is ongoing. Jessica Clement, TBT News.
OPP have charged one driver following a dramatic crash involving two transports on Highway 17 near Ignace last night. It happened around 9:40 p.m. Police say the two tractor-trailer units were traveling in opposite directions when one of the vehicles entered the opposite lane, resulting in the collision. Fortunately, there were no serious injuries. A section of the highway was temporarily closed in both directions and later reopened to one lane of alternating traffic while the cleanup was carried out. A 34-year-old female driver from Alberta has been charged with making an unsafe move on a lane or shoulder.
It was day 3 of the Cameron Adamco murder trial at the Thunder Bay Courthouse. The 43-year-old is accused in the stabbing death of his stepmother at her Westfort home in 2023.
Today, the jury watched video of the city police investigator questioning an evasive Adamco soon after the killing. Jonathan Wilson has more.
Cameron Adamco told the police interrogator that he and his girlfriend walked to Vickers Park and got high the morning his stepmother was killed in June of 2023. Adamco is charged with second-degree murder in the death of 67-year-old Darlene Giba. She was found dead in her East Mary Street home with large stab wounds to her neck. Also charged was Adamco's then-girlfriend, Jonna Sonago, who pleaded guilty last December to concealing evidence in connection with the murder. On Thursday, the jury watched a video of an interview Staff Sergeant Todd Pridula conducted with Adamco the morning after the murder. The officer asked him if he might know who killed his stepmother, to which Adamco replies, "I don't know." He then tells Pridula He never had a problem with Giba. When asked if he had anything to do with her death, Adamco says, not to my knowledge. The trial continues on Friday. Jonathan Wilson, TBT News.
The Independent Electricity System Operator is investing $3.2 million to support an innovative energy research program at Confederation College.
The project will explore how large-scale heat pump systems can help reduce peak demand on the grid while improving energy efficiency and supporting Ontario's clean energy goals. Ryan Graham has the story.
Projects like this help ensure Ontario's energy system remains strong, reliable, and ready to meet our future needs.
Local MPP Kevin Holland made the announcement on behalf of the IESO. The collaboration between the province's electricity agency, Confederation College, and Synergy North has been in the works for some time now, with the goal of creating more financial and environmental sustainability within our community. College President Michelle Salo says it's a large-scale energy project.
This has been in the works for probably 3 years now, just working together, trying to figure out what kind of projects we can do from an energy perspective here in Thunder Bay. And then the partnership with Synergy North transpired, and we decided that this IESO Grid Innovation Fund was the perfect funding to help support the project that we were looking at. This is going to be really important for the City of Thunder Bay. It's a bit of a proof of concept to show that this is possible to do. It's important because we want to expand the City of Thunder Bay. There's a growth initiative, so we need energy in order to be able to manage that.
In terms of construction, high-scale equipment, including a thermal storage tank, is being brought in by the college, as well as highly sophisticated software by Synergy North for the system to be fully operational.
Confederation College is installing thermal storage, and Synergy North is using that thermal storage to help with peak demand on the electrical grid. It's a huge step forward for innovation, especially in Northwestern Ontario. This hasn't been done yet in the province, and so we're really hopeful to see the results from this that can be used with other institutions.
Salo says the exact timeline for project completion is not yet known, but they're hoping to have the new energy system up and running in less than 2 years. Ryan Graham, TBT News.
Oshkosh Wenjack is celebrating a major milestone. Officials have announced that the Education Institute is now fully accredited to deliver its own courses and programming. The Ontario Minister of Colleges and Universities, Nolan Quinn, was at the main campus at Centennial Square today to congratulate the Institute for the accreditation. Currently, Oshkosh Wenjack's programming is offered in partnership with accredited universities and colleges, awarding degrees and diplomas like the Bachelor of Education program from Brock University and the Practical Nursing program from Confederation College. Now, Oshkosh Wenjack will be able to create its own programs and grant diplomas and degrees itself. Administrators say this makes Oshkosh Wenjack a great option for students from First Nations.
Maybe the opportunity to work from your First Nation as part of the programming, going back and forth from the school to the First Nation, and here it offers that that extra degree of personal attentiveness that we have. Lori mentioned the smaller classes that we have.
It was fantastic. Everybody was excited. All the staff really worked hard at getting the accreditation done. Our governing council was very excited, so our communities, and there's a lot of work that we need to get done for this to come full circle.
Oshkosh Wenjack will continue its long-standing partnerships with other Ontario schools and looks to have the first of its own courses available in 2027.
The City of Thunder Bay is looking for bidders to expand the Fire Training Center on Hammond Avenue, a project that's estimated to cost about $750,000.
Meanwhile, the training facility is now officially owned by the city and operated by Thunder Bay Fire Rescue after a complicated ownership transfer was finally completed this year. Jaden Billick has this story.
The facility on Hammond Avenue had its grand opening in 2009. Back then it was known as PEST, the Protective and Emergency Services Training Center. The main building and fire training tower were only the first of 4 phases meant to be built, but funding and other issues led to no other progress at the site, and the PEST Corporation and board slowly dissolved over a decade ago. Fire Rescue Chief Dave Paxton says the city recently took over the ownership of the property, with the fire service running the facility.
From day one, our training division was housed in this building to help support the operation. Pest ran the property for the first few years, and then we took over ownership as they kind of moved away from their operating model. But it's always operated as a regional training center as well as the Thunder Bay Fire Rescue Training Center. And our commitment is to continue to operate it as a regional training center for the departments in the area.
Paxton says although it's unfortunate the project wasn't fully completed, he shared his appreciation for all members of the Pest Board. Thunder Bay Fire Rescue is now looking to expand the main fire training building by over 20,000 square feet, seen here in blue, to make room for another training bay. The price tag is around $700,000.
You know, we've been thinking about this for a number of years. We've been kind of stashing money away in our grant funding towards our response teams because we needed an appropriate place, and we're basically going to create space to store our equipment, our response kit, monitors, tools, etc. Make sure they're charged, ready to go, be able to pull in response vehicles in the bay beside it, load it up in all weather, all times of the day, and respond within our required timelines of under 2 hours from a notification from the fire marshal.
Paxton says they hope to move ahead with the expansion project during the next building season. Jaden Billick, TBT News.
The Thunder Bay Regional Hospital threw open its doors to the public last night for a behind-the-scenes look at what it's like to work in healthcare. From nursing to midwifery to radiation sciences, there was a little something for everyone. The event drew in high school and college students, job seekers, and curious community members alike, giving them a first-hand look at the many career paths available inside the hospital. Attendees were able to meet healthcare professionals face-to-face, tour certain departments, and connect with representatives from local educational institutions. Diagnostic Imaging Manager Katie Tuami says it's great to be able to highlight professions that people might not know about.
Just a great opportunity to highlight those and get some exposure, so high school students or career change, people looking for a career change know that there's something else out there that may fit what they're looking for a little bit better.
We are always recruiting. There are 61 positions posted on our website right now, and another 2 at the Research Institute. So it's really important to open the doors, and really what this is about is doing it proactively. So if we can get people interested in, studying to be a lab technologist now, that will help us with their career goals or with our filling our postings in 5 years.
Those who weren't able to make it to the Open Doors Career Showcase last night can find more information about healthcare professions on the Regional Hospital's website.
Well, let's turn our attention to the weather now. And Fiona, it was yet another fall day that felt a lot warmer than you'd expect for this kind of year.
And it was definitely a good 5 degrees above normal for this time of year. We topped out under lots of sunshine this afternoon at 17 Celsius. That was after a very chilly early morning low of -2 and a wind chill of -5. Now, we also started the day with very light winds from the southwest, 3, 4, 5 kilometers per hour. It wasn't until the afternoon that it started to kick up to anywhere from 20 to 30 k, but we also saw wind gusts over 40 kilometers an hour. Now, if we take a look at what's going on across the region, temperature-wise, everybody was pretty consistent. Daytime highs ranged from about 16 in Pickle Lake, 17 in Sioux Lookout, 15 in Red Lake, all the way to 18 in Fort Francis. A little bit of the clouds rolling in this afternoon, and we've got sunshine in Greenstone, partly cloudy in Sault Ste. Marie. So pretty calm day all in all, but the system that is bringing in clouds to the west is also going to bring rain. So here in the city of Thunder Bay tonight, we're going to see some increasing clouds and then a few showers probably starting after midnight, but off and on overnight. And unlike last night, where we were below the freezing mark and we had wind chill values, we're going to stick with double digits. We've got a low of 10 expected, with winds fairly light from the southwest, just 10 to 15 kilometers per hour. Unfortunately, folks, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be another really warm day. In fact, it is actually expected to be a little bit cooler. That system is going to bring rain. It's going to bring slightly cooler temperatures, but still a little above normal, but not quite as nice as today.
Okay, so we should enjoy the sunshine while it's upon us.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks a lot, Fiona.